Yeah, you're live.
We're live. Jeffrey, I'm going to go off everybody. So have a wonderful event. Thank you so much all for being here. I leave you in the hands of Jeffrey now. Bye.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Bye.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you for the start of the show. And it's been multiple anticipation to today, and I'm so excited that we're here right now. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good midnight, or anything that you want to say to every single person across the world, because I don't know the time zone you are right now, so I don't want to offend you. So that's why I'm just saying all those things. If it was previous years, we'll have just said good morning, everyone, because we are talking to people live in a hall. But this year, due to a lot of things that has happened, this is the first ever NCPS that we are holding virtually. And then maybe there's a possibility that from now on we'll begin to adopt this approach. I'll leave that to Mr. Obasa to give us updates on that. But we are so excited to be able to connect to millions of people across Nigeria, Africa, and the other parts of the world. My name is Jeffrey Ehikioya Itepo, and I'm going to be the anchor for today's show. So, guys, you're going to see my face a lot, so get used to me. And we're going to have an amazing show together. So, we have all our facilitators here. They are amazing people. They are awesome guys, and they are going to be here discussing amazing things with us. I've learned from them individually. Some of them are meeting but for the very first time, and I can tell you it's going to be value addition all through. I have Dr. Mario Denton here. I have Mr. Peter Olorinse here. I have Mrs. Yinka Ogunde. I have Coach Enito Ayade. I have Chief Mrs. Adenike Olumide Emmanuel, and I have the delectable Mrs. Bosede Olushola Obasa here with us. So, guys, welcome. This just welcome to every single person out there, and the show has started. So, guys, get your pen ready, get your questions ready, because it's going to be value addition all through. So I don't know, maybe this is the best time for me to quickly roll away some giveaway, but maybe we should just move that a little bit. Tolu, are we ready? We could just go with the national anthem while we kickstart the show.
Yes, we are.
So let's go with the national anthem. Guys, sorry, we're just about getting the national anthem up. Thank you. We're going to be getting used to the online, the online atmosphere. maybe by the time we do it over and over again, maybe to the end of the year, we will definitely come online. Even academics, I know my final master's semester at Pan Atlantic University, all through from March till when we finished last month. We were virtual all through because the school was committed to us finishing our master's program, and we even wrote exams online. So, with the world is gradually coming into the spirit of the virtual world, and I strongly believe that it's going to continue all this way. So thank you guys and welcome every single person. So we will not want to start this show without appreciating the people that have been supporting the NCPS brand and First Royal Character and Values Limited on this journey of value addition. And without them, this show will not be as robust as this. So, I want to use this opportunity to say shout out to agbeloba.ng. Is a farm technology organization that empowers people using agriculture. And thank you is led by Mr. Lauren Sheyi Sunday. Thank you very much for supporting the NCPS brand. Want to say thank you to Sentinel Doc, their real estate company in Lagos, and they are headed by Mr. Emmanuel and Mr. Monday Ebosede. Thank you for supporting the NCPS brand and also First Royal Character and Values Limited. We are so honored to have you guys on board. We shared our vision with you, and you are so excited to take it. Thank you to Thinkad. Thinkad is led by a young dynamic leader, and it's Peter Adetula. Every design that you are seeing for the NCPS and also for First Royal Character and Values Limited, he is the person behind it, and he also consults for Agbeloba. So he's a great designer. I've worked with him personally, and he has transited to becoming an entrepreneur in the design world. Thank you, Thinkard, for all these amazing things, and he does it for almost free, zero charge. And thank you very much, Peter. We really, really appreciate you and your organization, Thinkard. Also, want to say thank you to Pertinence Limited. Pertinence Limited has been a part of the First Royal Character and Values Limited and also the NCPS. Right now, over the years, we have been last year we used the Pertinence Hall at Akonwojo, Lagos, and even right now we are streaming from the Pertinence virtual space. So Pertinence has been a great supporter of NCPS, and Pertinence is also a people empowerment and enterprise development company committed to driving the solution of housing deficit through real estate and investment. So thank you to all our partners. We appreciate you. I know you will begin to see some of their creative very, very soon. We also say thank you to Host Now, a web hosting company. Thank you to Edimark Consult. Thank you to EduChild. Thank you, Ma. Thank you to Pet Farm Technical Services. Want to say thank you. Thank you to Seller Foods and Products. Thank you to Mind Your Character. That's with Bosede Olushola of Asa. Thank you, Emmanuel Olonsheyi, all the way from the United States, one of the directors of Osnan now, Realverse Global Technologies. Thank you so much. We want to say thank you. Strong Message Consultancy, we say thank you. It's been an amazing journey. And without you guys, we will not be here having this robust event. So I know during the course of the show, we still begin to give shout out to all our other sponsors and all of you that are partnering with us. So thank you very much. We want to say we love you and we hope to see more of you over and over again. So I don't know if it's a good time for me to quickly give a giveaway. So guys, if you are in your house, I want to pick up your phone. I just have a little recharge card to give. But the only challenge is that it's only people that have Nigerian numbers that are able to recharge it. So if you're a Nigerian or you're not in Nigeria, anywhere you're watching, just root for your Nigerian brother as he's going to win one of these giveaways. So I just have a airtime to share with you guys. It's not audio money, it's real money. So who is there? Let me see. Okay, let me do Airtel. Airtel. Airtel subscribers in the house. Are you ready? Airtel. Okay, so I'm just going to call the numbers. 597 9. I'm starting again. 5979 9773 3819 3678. Anyone that got the recharge card, you can just come to the comment section and just declare yourself. We would like to also appreciate it because it's character for you to win something and also declare that you won it. All right, so I'll be expecting you in the comment box. Just drop it for recognition. We want to say thank you to those people that are winning and those people that are about to win. So every time I come, just understand I'm coming with a free B. Thank you so much, guys. So it's fastest finger for early bird. So because you came early, you are also getting this. I just want to say a brief and welcome to Akintude St. Solomon, one of the earliest people to come here. Oluwa Nifemi Olaiton, thank you for coming. Peter Nadi, Akala, Mojola, Esther. Well, I can't mention every single person, but thank you for being a part of the show and thank you for chatting the chat board. So if you want my airtime, please come on the chat board and mention yourself. So quickly we'll be transitioning to the next aspect of the show, and I'm going to be inviting Mrs. Bossade Olushola Obasa, while we're going to be having the introductory chat with my Pile. So I don't know if you know how to explain pigeon or how to spell pigeon. You might want to pardon us because we have to go through many challenges to spell that word pile there. So I hand over to Mrs. Bossade Olushola Obasa.
Awesome start. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining us. We promise this is going to be a really amazing time. So my dad clocked 70 this year, and I decided it was time to showcase some of the things that made those of us that he has raised as children. Here is what I believe. If you think you're doing anything right and you're not talking about it, then you will give all the platform and space to those who aren't doing it right to broadcast what they have. And people will only follow whoever sounds the loudest. So I've been talking recently to people about why those people who feel too humble to talk about how they went through things diligently and credibly to keep talking. The need to keep talking can never be overemphasized. So we stop having influencers who aren't influencing positively, having all the platforms. That's my way of starting. So you are on to the parenting chat with my palette. Jeff call it Pile. No, I'm not me. I'm not a Wafi broken speaker. Barak. Barak is a combination of so many tribes. So this is a mixture and it's thick. So here is my dad, Mr. Peter Olorunseyi, and today I'm going to be helping him see many things he did not teach me by talking. Yet I learned them. So this chat is supposed to tell you some shocking things he's going to find out, maybe for the first time. So, and but hey, this is about emphasizing the role of examples. This Ncps is saying, what do children do when parents lack sound character? So there were things we were picking from him. He was just doing his thing, but we were picking it. And he probably did not know. I'll start on a very light note. So today, Sonny Ade still tickles me. And okay, so he's adjusting his seat now. All right, so Sonny Ade still tickles me every time, and it's one of the reasons why I love Teddy Babyface show, because anytime he brings Sonny Ade, I'm like, oh, I love his dance step. Well, how did I get to know about Sonny Ade? My dad. Now he has collections of Sonny Ade's albums, and he would always play them every now and then. Did you ever know, sir, that you were indoctrinating us with that music, or you felt you were just enjoying yourself? That's how to start.
Well, I felt I was just enjoying myself.
Okay.
One of the musicians I love most.
Yeah, I know.
Listen to his music.
Uh-huh.
And only dancing to his music. It was my icon.
Yeah. So today I can sing along Sonny Ade a lot of his track. Now I've been born again for over 20 years, but it hasn't erased it from my heart. Why? I listen to it back to back. So that's to say, sir, what if that was a negative thing? What do you think would have happened to me?
I would have changed by now. I've been regretting it.
Mm-hmm.
I would have regretted it.
Yeah.
But thank God it's not something negative.
Okay, now something else I must tell our viewers is that my dad is now a very powerful pastor. So right now, he will not even ask for his Sonny Ade to play any of his events or even to listen to. But I was raised by him and I listened to him play those music and they have been with me till now. So any decent song by Sonny Ade is still a go for me, so to speak. So talking about parenting without words, how that you are making your children to pick certain things you probably didn't mean for them to pick. So that's Sonny Ade. Let's go on to the next one. All right. Now I have a quote here that says that don't worry that children never listen to you. Don't worry that children never listen to you. Worry that they have been watching you. Worry that they have been watching you. We're talking about examples. So this session is supposed to say things I picked without being. So I titled it Things You Taught Me Without Words. All right, the next one is never to walk around with my bare foot. Okay. Never to walk around with my bare foot. So and anytime he sees anyone doing that, if it hurts him, like, what does this walks around with their barefoot? I can't remember him ever saying, come, so in life you are not to walk with your barefoot. But I picked it. And I'm glad I did. So that looks simple. It looks simple.
It's so simple, really.
So did you know I picked that from you? You didn't know. Okay. So parents, be careful and watch what you do. Because someone is watching quietly and someone is picking what you don't think they're picking. Now let me go on to the next one. Do you know I've ever tasted beer before?
No. This is new. It's new.
Woo!
No.
You're shocked.
Yes.
Revelation at 70. Okay. I like what I'm doing. All right, so now I have tasted beer before.
No minute.
Oh my, yeah,
Wow.
I have. So let me tell you how. Okay, so you recall you once ran a bar?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, you recall you once ran a bar,
Yes.
and at a point I finished from secondary school and I had to be the one there.
Yes.
Okay, you remember?
I remember.
Good. So once I went there, every now and then that I had to go and work, like help you man the place in
Shogunle.
Mami. Okay, that was Shogunle, sir. That was Shogunle. Okay, I did a bit at Mami. Yes, I did a bit at Mami Market. Okay, so precisely I remember the Mami Market in Ikeja. For those who don't know Mami Market, it's in Cantonment, military cantonment, Ikeja, Bolade Market area. So my dad used to run a bar before he got saved, okay? And I finished from secondary school and it was what I should do to help him man the place while he went to work. So one day, I looked at the hotel like, you think that people are coming to drink? What's the taste feeling like? So parents, things you are teaching without saying a word. I believe that one of the points we should drive at the end of this 15 minutes with you, sir, is the fact that you have to be deliberate about everything that you do. You have to be deliberate. You have to know that someone is watching you. So that particular day, let me continue. So this particular day, I decided I want to know what it tasted like to have alcohol. I didn't have to open a bottle, but I tasted what was remaining from a particular bottle. And I'm like, this is bitter. So why are they drinking it? So Well, thank God it tasted bitter and I was not interested in having it anymore. I probably from that point would have continued. You never knew.
No.
Okay.
It's strange.
It's strange. It's strange. I bet he could say that no, my daughter has never done that.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of
Wow.
things. Now, and this is I believe this should push a lot of message to people out there. Now, my dad was sincere about, he wanted to teach me how to walk. I'm sure that was what he was trying to drive at. But I've gotten, so children can be adventurous. They want to know, what does this feel like?
Yes.
They want to understand what it feels like.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so you never have thought that I had tasted it before. So I know what it tastes like. Yeah, I do know what it tastes like.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. All right.
Great revelation.
Revelation, okay. All right, so dress sense. Let me go to another one that is good. I picked dress sense from him. When my dad wears army khaki and put his beret, you'll be looking take away, the way they say it today. Yeah, and for a uniform to make somebody look like that. So imagine when he's wearing his regulars. So how did you pick dress sense? Because now you've handed it over to me without knowing. Yeah, without knowing, I picked dress sense from you. How to put things together. There were things you never wore that I wear now, but I learned from you how to match things, how to look good. They need to look good, even when you're wearing a uniform, because he is a retired soldier of the Nigerian Army. 79 NA.
Yeah. 53 NA.
63 NA, sorry. 63 NA. 63 NA, yeah. And I remember his NA 741. NA 741 Land Rover. Yeah, I remember. They are landmarks. I can't forget.
Wow.
I can't forget. Now, talking about the power examples and raising children and being deliberate with raising children. So now, sir, where did you pick dress sense from? Or you just found out that you like to look good?
In brief, when I joined the army, I
Yes.
loved to dress well, really. But in the military,
Yeah.
you are expected to dress perfectly.
Mm.
If I expect to have a mirror in your house, we had one.
Yes.
It's,
Standing mirror.
So you look at yourself and be sure you dress well, because if anything is missing your dressing, you are going to be punished. It's referred to as improper dressing. And
So dressing must be fit and proper.
Fit and proper. So from there, I said, okay, if I'm doing that with the khaki, the uniform, then the same should be transmitted into my own mufti. Native dress.
Amazing. Wow. So it was something you took away from work.
Yes.
Wow,
really,
amazing.
really.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Wow. Thank you, sir. So on live TV, Daddy taught me, if you ever like what I look like, he didn't teach me by calling me to say, dress well, maybe as a woman, you should look. That should have been. But he succeeded in teaching me because he was mirroring positive things and I was speaking them without him knowing. This session, I have tagged things you taught me without words. All right. So how are you finding this?
It's so marvelous. I love it. I love it so much.
Okay. So thank you, sir. Now the next high point is handwriting. Wow. I love my dad's handwriting. Like,
Thank you.
oh. So one day I got to a point and I was supposed to start signing. I was growing. I needed to start signing my own signature. I looked at his signature, like, I like this signature. So I said to myself, so they are started telling us in school, okay, have your own signature. So one day I sat down and I looked very well at his signature. I said, I'm going to pattern my signature after this one that I like very well. So his own has, and let me not give the details out, but I like to use my own initial and then do my Famoroti, which is the family name, like his own. So when you see my signature today, it was given birth to by his own. Did I ever tell you this?
No.
Yeah. So children are watching. Children are watching. Children are taking notes and they're learning without words. So it means that parenting is a huge sacrifice, therefore.
Huge
You can't afford to be just who you want to be
Mm.
or however you want to be. Amazing. Yeah. So I'm going to another naughty one. I'm going to another naughty one. All right. So thank you, Chidima Ruth Samson. Your dad taught me. Oh, your dad taught you without words too. Yeah. You know, the only way we are going to get into a better parenting mode in our own generation and going forward is to be intentional and deliberate.
Yes.
So whatever you don't want them to do, you don't do it. Sacrifice. Thank you, Boss Edeidowu. I'm enjoying the conversation. Nice of Pale. Oh, that's Pile. Okay. We'll do a contest between Pale and Pile later. But we call him Pale. That's our pet name for him to make him to suit him. Yeah. And of course from Barracks. You know, I don't ever shy away from saying that I'm a Barrack somebody. Let me not say Barrack there. Okay. All right. So, sir, mommy is very strict, you know, growing up, at least with me. I can tell about me. If my brother Sunday Oloshi were watching, he might not have the same narrative about mom like I do. Others may not have it, but my mom had this template. I'm not sure she discussed it with you. But you see, she has this template. She always tell me that I will deal with you as firstborn, others will receive wisdom.
Yes.
So did you know anything about that template? Was it decided?
It was decided because when you get it right at first, with the first, the rest will fall in line.
Hey,
for instance,
I came as first.
Being a good Christian today, I said, even the whole.
Okay.
So it was a template we agreed upon to use.
Okay.
This one that's coming first must be sound.
And you couldn't tell me. You couldn't tell me. Alabode Toye says, wow, I know how to dress neatly, subconsciously from Daddy Olorunseyi 25 years ago.
Wow.
Always dressing neatly and fair. Yeah, that's one of my dad's extended children. But thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
So they followed you here. Okay, you're due to this place. All right, amazing. Now, so let me go to one that, in spite of all the strictness, in spite of all the strictness, mommy strict, daddy is a soldier, he does not beat like my mom does. My mom will use cane to teach. You know, African mothers, the way they say, you know, they'll do all of that to you.
Yes.
Now, she was helping us to grow well, the way she knew how to do it. And I tell you, it worked though. So if we claim that we have a better method, we must turn out better children. That's the only way we can prove that their method wasn't the best. If we end up turning out, but if we say that their method was crude and our children are going wayward, then we are wrong. Then I think they were right, talking about their generation. So that's it. That's something for every one of us to take away and think. All right, so the next one right now is, as we begin to bring this to a wrap, because it's just for 15 minutes. So at that Mami market, in spite of all the strictness, when I stand with friends in front of our, my mommy will shout, you know, apologies to those who don't understand Yoruba. He says, why are you standing with a guy and laughing? My mom was so conscious, he didn't want you to mess that up. I thank her. Now, but you see, what she didn't know was that. So one day at Mami Market, a guy whose name is Henry, I'll keep his surname, whose mother's food canteen is opposite our bar, walked and said, girl, I've been seeing you. We're teenagers. Oh, I'd like you to be my girlfriend. And the guy looked good. Yeah. Do you know him?
Yeah, in completion.
Fair in completion. So at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, that my mother will kill me, or if I have any boyfriend, my mother will kill me. Like, the guy said, okay, we can be friends. With the intention of being my boyfriend, he later located where we lived and started coming around. You know, we had this table tennis. whatever. He comes around, trying to know my father and my mother. So gradually, I could say that it was my first person I ever said, okay, technically we are boyfriend and girlfriend. First and only before I met my husband. So, would you have thought that I ever had a boyfriend?
No. No. Because the way you grew up from the beginning,
Yeah.
you wouldn't go near
Things like that.
Yes.
Oh my God.
No.
True confession. All right, so amazing. What am I trying to say? Children are learning, and then environments are also very important. Yes, it was good that I had to go and work, but thank God for the training I got. There was no way I could go outside of the fear of my parents. Is number one. Is the beginning of wisdom. Yeah, that was how I grew. But it helped. So it helped me even when I thought that I was giving myself some space to be a teenager, to be a senior teen. I wasn't going to go off hook. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the method. All right, so to bring this to a close finally, when you got saved, everything switched. So tell us how salvation helped you to become a better parent at the latter part when we all had all become, of course, we're teenagers. How were you? I know you will not like this to finish without talking about Jesus. I know you're a Jesus man, and I am a Jesus girl too. So yes, let's have that, and that will be a wrap. I hope you have all totally enjoyed this session. Don't you ever blink, because this is just session. This is Chat with Pale. There is a proper discourse 1 and discourse 2, and we have all of our discussants in-house. It's going to be hot, and please ensure that you're not only listening to write, you are listening to improve it. That's why we had to do this after all. All right, sir. So, parting words, how Jesus can help people parent better.
I will start by saying that no Jesus, no life. No Jesus, no wisdom. There is no how you can train children in the right way without having Jesus in your life, because you have to have what you want to give. If you don't have it, how do you give it? So, having accepted Christ as my Lord, my Savior 26 years ago now, redemption has rebranded me all around rebranding. And since then, I've never had a better last year. No regrets, nothing to fear about. The life of my family in general, my children, my grandchildren, everything, going fine. And I have no regrets giving my life to Christ.
Thank you, sir. If you were to come back again and become a parent afresh and start having babies, what would you do differently as a parent?
Yes, thank you very much. The way I beat occasionally when I never knew what it looks like. Though people claim it's okay now. I won't be beating like that.
Because I can't forget some beating.
When I beat once, you are transformed. You are bound to be transformed. If I beat you once, if I have that chance to come again, I won't be beating like that.
That's the one. I'm sure that Mrs. Ogunde is happy because she's at the forefront of saying, hey, no more. So my dad is saying that he won't do that the way he did before. My dad, as a soldier, if he beats you with belts, you will receive Jesus live and direct. Thank you so much, sir. So that'll be all for this session. Please hang in because it's time to go on to discuss 1. Don't you blink. Thank you for being part of this session.
Wow. I've just been laughing and remembering some of the memories that I had while growing up. I just want to say 2 things. So my mom, one of the things that I learned from her, even I still did it, I think last night, was that when she wants to clean her hair, she takes a paper, she cuts it, she rolls it, and so she didn't tip anybody. But and from then I still did it last night, and I'm like, oh, that's it. The second thing, my signature, I learned my signature from a TV commercial while we were young watching movies. So at the end of the commercial, there's a writing that goes up. Even my first signature was exactly like that. So I started thinking that no, this might be a security breach. Let me add something to it. So I upgraded that signature, I added something to it. So but I learned those two things, and I've shaped my entire journey, especially with the signature, using it for different projects and the rest, getting money and some other things based on the influence that I was exposed to via two strong personality, the television and also from my mom. So, and unconsciously, children, we it's easier for all for us to learn while we are watching. We might not be able to say a lot of things, but and you don't even know that you are learning. You just exhibit those skills or those attributes in later years. So I'm so happy that I'm learning this. So I'm conscious that when I begin to have children, I know it's not just come here money devotion. My lifestyle also affect the way they are going to live. So thank you very much, Mr. Peter Olonshe. We are so excited to hear from you. And Mrs. Obasaso, we are beginning to know you more. We didn't know these ones before. So it's good. All right. So this is a quick commercial before we go into our first discuss. So I have another freebie to give. The person that won my Airtel airtime, I have not seen you. I saw Jumoke Olubi shouting, yeah, but I don't know if it was about the airtime or something else. But I will just assume that the person is still coming up. But if nobody won it, I'm going to call it again, then call the new airtime. So for Airtel, it's 5979 9773 3819 3678 5979 9773 3819 3678. That's for Airtel. Then for MTN, I'm going to be calling MTN. Guys, MTN users in the house, are you ready? Are you ready? MTN users in the house. Okay, so it's star 555 star. Star 555 star. Somebody said I know. I already know that. Okay, so let's go. 9691 8437 2928 2003 9691 8437 2928 2039. So if you are the winner, please you can just do us the honors by coming to the comment section and declaring that you won. Okay, thank you so much, and thank you to all our sponsors once again. We really appreciate every single Oh, David Oletu, you got it. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you for being a strong character ambassador and telling us that you got it. Thank you so much, David. And maybe I'll give you my phone number. You can call me. Use part of pay tight back to me by calling me for like 10 seconds and saying thank you. That's on the lighter note. I don't know who go. Oh, Rufus Alfred got the MTN. So you can do the same thing by paying tight to me by making a phone call, and paying 10% of the card that you won. So thank you. So we'll be moving straight into the next segment of our show. However, I want to say thank you to all our partners. Thank you so much for being a part of this program. It's value addition from the beginning to the end. We can't say thank you enough. We can't say thank you enough. That's why we're stressing the thank you. Pertinence, Edu Child, Edmark, Pet Farm, Real Vest, Pertinence Limited, Agbeloba. We say thank you so much. Sentinel, we say thank you so much. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your love. Thank you, Host Now. Thank you, Real Vest, Edmark, Consult, EduChat, Seller Food and Product. Thank you. Strong Message Consultancy. Thank you so much. Mind Your Character on 92.3 FM. We have actually changed our time belt, so every Saturday Thank you, now. Thank you, Emmanuel Lonche, all the way from the US. We say thank you for supporting this movement. And you don't know what you are doing. You are shaping the lives of young people. And when we see strong parenting in the nearest future, even from now on, is the support that you gave to this brand that is making it happen. Thank you, guys. So we're going to be moving to the first session. I'm going to be introducing our anchor, which is Mrs. Bossade Olushola Obasa.
Thank you for having me. Jeff, thank you for the giveaways. Thank you so much. And again, thank you to all of our sponsors and in particular our discussants. We can never ever thank you enough. I'd like you to know that the crop of people we have with us on this discourse are people that were we to pay them, we cannot afford. So please give it up to them. You can clap on the comment box. Just clap for them. Thank you, Dr. Mario. Thank you, Chief Mrs. Thank you, Coach Anito, and thank you, Mrs. Ogunde. Thank you again to my dad who just left. I could never have paid him for raising me this well. God bless you, sir. Once again. All right, so this is discourse 1. And it's NCPS discourse. At NCPS, it's time to talk about the things that matter. And it's time to stress how much important it is to learn. So I have 2 discussants for this first session. I want to believe that their audio intros are ready, and we'll take them one after the other, and then you'll be able to see them with me on the screen shortly. So first will be Mrs. Eniton Sheye Ayoade. Audio intro, please.
Training Director at the Child Development Center. She is the actor consultant of 4 Stream Schools. She is a trainer, consultant, and coach to so many other schools. Her passion cut across curriculum development, school leadership, growth, and early years practice. Coach Anita is the founder of Anita and Lupus Movement. The foundation brings awareness on lupus. She is married to Sheye Ayuade, fondly called Hell of a Boy, and they are blessed with 3 awesome stars. NCPS is elated to welcome her as a 2020 discussant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So next we're going to take the audio intro of Chief Mrs. Adenike Olumide Emmanuel, and thereafter I will give the guiding rules or guidelines that will guide the discourse, so you out there can have the best of time. Let's have the audio intro, please, for Chief Mrs.
Adenike Olumide Emmanuel is a dynamic and instinctive entrepreneur. She's a consummate professional with several years of productive experience in starting and running businesses in Nigeria. She is the Chief Operations Officer, Seller Foods and Products Limited. She operates in the ministry, marketplace, and political spheres. Adenike is a youth leader and mentor par excellence, using several platforms to train and mentor younger minds to help them discover and maximize their God-given potentials. NCPS is elated to welcome her as a 2020 discussant.
Thank you so much, Ma, for choosing to do this. We know you are very, very busy. Thank you for being here, Ma.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Ma. All right, so now we have the discourse, and I'll be setting the ground rules, and on your screen will be 3 of us so you can follow. So setting ground rules for this, the NCPS discourse is the flagship of this event. And we are grateful to have you, our audience, on the other side, as well as our distinguished discussants and co-sponsors. It is strictly an interviewing session covering areas of the year's focus, which is what do children do when parents lack sound character. Yes, there will be 2 sessions. We are in for the first one right now. Each session we admit a pair of discussants. We have our first set in. Each session is a 30-minute interview. And after the 2 sessions, we'll take questions from you, our audience. So you have questions, kindly drop them in the comment box where they will be sieved and harvested for our revered discussants to attend to. But that's going to be after the 2 sessions. Okay? And each discussant is allowed to shed light on whatever a previous discussant has said if they think that they like to do an emphasis. But actually, we have slated different questions for each discussant so we can maximize the time that we have online. And in case you lost connection during this, just simply re-enter and then the host will allow you in again. Thank you so much. And here is the discourse. Welcome again. And Chief Mrs. Olumide Emmanuel, thank you. And thank you, Chief, our coach. Oh, I was going to give you a chief title. Chief title, Coach Eniton. Yeah. So I'll start with Coach Eniton. Ayoade. Sheya Ayoade specifically. Now you're going to be focused in on this topic with a view of parents and schools, the way parents are related to the education environment. So your questions are in that light, so we can treat as much as we can. So in your view, who is responsible for your child's character development? Is it school, church, grannies, or the society?
Well, it's everybody anyway. But you know, everything starts from home. Home is where it all begins from. But everybody is actually responsible for whatever the children actually turn out to be. And I say this because either consciously or unconsciously, we are all mentoring the children and we are giving them a kind of a guide. There are times you just hear your child sing a particular song that you never even play at home. And then you're wondering where that actually came from. Yeah, because the society has influence. So we all have a part to play when it comes to raising our children. But the main thing starts from home.
Yeah. So my takeaway from that response is the main and the foundational aspect should begin from home. So like we say at our CV, we had to recoin the word charity begins at home, and we say it as character begins at home. So home should be the foundation. Okay, so I'll go quickly to Chief Mrs. for our first question. She is going to be looking at this topic from the church community and environment. And so the first question is going to actually be in the line of what we just said, but we'd like to hear her out on that from one who has served in the church ministry environment and also being an employer of labor for a long time and haven't been so much to the society. Would you say that character formation, would you agree with the notion that character formation should begin at home?
Oh, yes, I'll agree that character formation should begin at home because the home environment is the first environment that the child is open to, that the child is the first climate that the child is open to. It is the first thing that appeals and appears to the child. So whatever character that the child is going to learn, it has to start from home, from the parents. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And this should not be difficult for our audience to swallow because the truth is children arrive first into the hands of their parents, not the society as it were, and not anywhere else. So we have the opportunity and privilege to be the ones to put in the right things for them first. Okay, so I'll go back right away to Mrs. Sheye Ayoade. And the next question for you is, there's a quote that says, don't worry. I mentioned it when I was talking to my dad earlier on. Don't worry that children never listen to you. Worry that they are always watching you. That's by Robert Forgan. In specifics, what are things that you now do as an adult just because you saw your parents do them, your parents or guardian do them? Mrs. Ayade.
Waking up very, very early and then walk around the whole house. Because I grew up with a father who would always wake up as early as 4, sometimes 3:30. Playing the what's the name of this traditional song. That's what we wake up into.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of a man. Ayla.
Oh,
That's what my dad wakes everybody up with every day, all through growing up. So, and that's who I am today too. In fact, till this very day, I wake up that early, but now not with Ayla, but with beautiful worship songs. But I knew that I got that from my father. I knew that was what I grew up with.
Amazing. So waking up early is something you now do on default setting, but you
That's
pick
it.
from. Yes, amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So the next question is for Chief Mrs. and is another quote to enter it. Calvin Hurst said, "Children are like mirror. Whatever they see or hear, they do. Be a good reflection of them." Tell us in specifics, therefore, those things you now mirror that you picked or you now do as an adult just because you saw either of your parents do them while growing up.
Okay, so my mom passed when I was 5 years old. So my dad practically brought me up. Along the line, I did share some time with some of my relatives, but over time, my dad brought me up, and I think I learned some things from him. He also clocked 70 this year, and just recently, I think last month during this COVID season, I just developed a need to listen to Sonny, Sonny Ade. And then, of course, I don't have any in the house with me. I had to go to YouTube. And this particular channel I saw on YouTube had a compilation. It was one after the other. And so when I finished the Sonny Ade in the house, my husband was looking at me, oh, what's all this? I was like, I just need to, listen to this. And when I finished listening to it, I sent the entire YouTube channel to my dad for him to also listen to, because till now he's a Sonny Ade person. So that's one thing that I learned from him. Another thing is that my dad never kept late night. Even back then when we were growing up, he would tell us then, once you go out 7 p.m., make sure you're back in this house. And that was the law then. And of course, right now I don't stay out late. Wherever I go, I make sure by 7 p.m. I'm in my home. And then he wasn't a partying type. And so right now, I really don't go out for parties except the person is absolutely important. I don't do that. And then apart from going out to work too, my dad was the home type, always at home. He had friends, yeah, but he wasn't really the type that would go to houses to go and greet people or visit people. So right now, I'm also the home type. But back then they called me Omopalo when I was growing up. When I was a young kid, because I wasn't really going out, and that's what I do right now in my husband's home. I don't go anywhere except I have somewhere important to go to. And then he's a reader. My dad taught me how to read. So back then I read a lot of novels, a lot of Hadley Chase, a lot of M&B, a lot of Barbara Cartland. They had them in the house. I used to read them back then, but I don't read all those things anymore now, but I do still read. So those are things that I have learned from my dad and that I'm still doing most of them now. Thank you.
Massive. Wow. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so we decided to start on a soft note. We are getting into the heated part of this right now. And the next question is one that's given a lot of people cause for worry. Mrs. Ayode, I know you've been in the consulting for schools sphere for years, safely 2 decades. And I'm sure you've seen a lot. You could, in fact, you could be said to have seen it all, the way people would like to say. So here's a question. What's your view about parents who come to school to create a scene? And I heard about a case in Lagos where a parent who is said to be timber and caliber stormed into a school with his little son, walked into the class where the teacher of the child was, and then there was a conversation that ensued. Of course, he had come to resolve an issue that had to do with the child. Long and short, he instructed the little boy to slap the teacher. And the boy did. The boy did slap the teacher. Now, that's one out of so many. I know of universities too where they say that private universities where people go and slap a dean of faculty and they have to ask them to go. Now, this particular school that I talk about is a primary school. The first instance I shared with you is a primary school. So the boy is a very little boy. I don't want to be the one to answer this question. What have you seen so far? What are your views? And you also run a school for stream. How do you nip these kind of things in the board? I want you to please help us make it holistic, because I know a lot of teachers are watching this, because you are here and Mrs. Ogunde, and you are both strong factors in the Nigerian education sector, whether education marketing or actual training. And so, how would you treat that issue?
Oh, well, I discovered that, I'm always telling people, you would always be an extension of who you are in your home. Even when you try to pretend to be somebody else, as a way you just bring out who really you are, because that's the way we are created. So for a father to come into the school to say, now, son, I want you to slap your teacher, that shows to you what is actually going on in that home. Either you believe it or not. Don't be surprised that such a father even beats them wife, who happens to be the mother of this child you're talking about. So it's just an extension of who the father is. Now back to school. I am always telling school owners, if you don't know what you want and be very clear about it, if the only thing that motivates you to have a school is because you believe it's a money-making machine, a whole lot of things will go wrong with your culture. And one of it will be that people will think that they can just walk up to your staff and mess them up. So the best way you can actually handle that, even before you start the school, is to make sure that you write down all your values, your culture, your core values in your school. And one of it must be that no parent is permitted to look down on the teacher or act, no matter what happened. Every situation must pass through the school office. And the moment you can establish that, and then you begin to display that yourself, even with your teachers. Because when you show respect to your teachers, it is very natural for the parent to begin to respect them too. So there are some things you call your culture. It will never be your culture until people say that you are actually living it out. So the solution to that is that the school should have ground rules. Nobody walks into our classroom to take to make decisions. If you do, we ask your child to leave our school. And the moment you are able to do that with one parent, every other parent sits up. They know that your school is not just about money. Your school is about building culture that will raise those children to be solutions and not problems to the society.
Problems. Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Thank you. Now, I picked a takeaway from you, and that's the importance of culture. Every corporate environment needs to appreciate the power of culture. And culture, like we know from primary school, is the way of life of a people. So what's going to mark the way that we will be known in this school? What can a parent do to our teachers? What can our teachers do to the parents? And what's the average child that is groomed in this school going to turn out being like? Thank you so much, Ma. I'm sure that was taken care of. So I would right now to Chief Mrs. And as a reverend gentlewoman, tell us, Ma, can a bad tree produce good fruits, speaking character-wise? When a parent does not have sound character. Is it possible that they are able to raise children with sound character? The Bible says that a bad tree cannot bring forth good fruit. Does it mean that there is no way for those children to ever turn out good, since their parents don't yet have a hold on what it is to be good, character-wise, man?
Thank you for that awesome question. Just before I answer, I want to add something to what Coach Ayoade said.
Yes, ma'am.
So another thing is parents should actually be mindful of the way they talk about their children's teachers at home with their kids or with their spouses, because whatever they say about the teacher at home, the child will go and exhibit in school. And then that's one part of it. The second part of it is that when your child sees the way you act or relate with his or her teacher in school, and then sees how you talk about the teacher at home, the child begins to wonder, isn't this my dad or my mom that said so and so about my teacher? How come she's not seeing my teacher and she's behaving like this, or he's behaving before my teacher? So parents should be mindful of the way they talk about their children's teachers at home with their kids. That's my point to that. And can a bad tree produce good fruit? Yes. Character-wise, yes. There is actually no manual for parenting. A lot of people have tried to write books on the subject. I believe they've written it from their own point of view, trying to help people know how to parent well, if I can put it like that. But everyone has their own personal experience to go through. So if a parent is unsound, if a parent doesn't have a good character, there is a tendency, in fact, there is 75% chances of that rubbing off on the child.
Yeah.
But the child now has the onus to now retrain his or herself. There's a Yoruba adage that says that after a parent trains a child, the child also retrains himself, retrains herself. So how does the child, do this? The family is the first environment, is the foundation for the child, accepted. But beyond that, beyond the family, there are other areas, other environment that the child socializes in. So the child goes to school, meets with friends, the child goes to church, has friends there also. The child goes around. And so even if there is an unsound parent at home, the child goes out, begins to relate with people, begins to hear what they say, how they talk, how they behave. The child at this point can see, come on, I'm not sure I want to live my life the way my parents are living their life. I'm not sure I want to do things the way they are doing things. I think I want to do things in a better way. I think I want to do things in a right way, in a sound way, in a godly way. At that point, that child makes up his or her mind to do the right thing, to live right, and to turn out right. So it's possible for a bad tree to produce a good fruit.
Thank you so much, Ma. That's actually cheering, and I'm glad, because it means that it's not a total loss for children under those kind of setting. I, however, know that it will take a while for them to come to that point where they can choose to be different. They probably would have grown to a certain age for them to be able to take those kind of decisions. So, but the truth is that,
let me just add something there.
Please.
Sorry to cut you short. Let me just add something there. So, early in life, my dad wasn't a born again Christian, but he is now. But as then, one thing that he did then was to make sure that I went to church. So anytime my aunt was going to church, then he would tell her to take me to church. So as a matter of fact, I got to know about Christ very early, as early as age 12. So my dad would tell me things like, if you like, as when I was in the Polytechnic, if you like, go and get pregnant, that's not my business. He was telling me things like that. But I knew enough of God to know that I shouldn't do that. So it's cases like that that will make a bad tree produce a good fruit.
Exactly.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to add something. You said something about, at a particular time. So it is possible for a child to be raised in a family where they are unnecessarily aggressive, unruly, they lack respect and stuff like that. And then
Right.
you'll be shocked that later on you just find out that the child becomes an adult later on, and the child, will be able to work on herself,
Yeah.
not to turn out, not to turn out to be, like the way they are in their family. So then we
Exactly.
can then say that, yes, a bad fruit, will not
Mm,
produce a
mm,
good fruit, but
mm.
somehow too, it's
Mm.
happens sometimes that the bad
Yeah, it
fruit
does.
will end
Yeah,
up
it does.
having,
Yeah, it does.
all
Yeah, it
right.
does.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Absolutely.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. So we've been able to all agree on the fact that it is possible. So I think this should help young people out there, because the question is, what do children do when parents lack sound character? So it's not a doom's verdict on you if your parents, and you know it, are not doing the things you know to be fit and proper as far as the society is concerned, or the faith that you subscribe to is concerned. Here is what our discussants are saying. We've all agreed that it's possible for you to turn a new leaf and have a new life if only you expose
Yeah,
yourself to platforms that will help you learn
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
practice
Yeah.
the
yeah,
new life that you want to live. Thank you
Yeah.
so much,
yeah.
Mars, for doing that. And so I'm going on
Mm,
to the next question, and that's for Coach Eniton Ayoade. And it
yeah.
says, there's currently a prevalence of
Okay,
shortcut mentality, get rich quick,
okay,
shortcut mentality in our clients right now. Talking
okay.
about alleged widespread of malpractices, particularly in the ongoing SSCE. There be news all over town about the fact that malpractice is free for all in this current one. It's not new, but
Yeah,
what would you, and the fact that some parents even organize
yeah,
for the children to be
yeah,
exposed to such support in
yeah,
quote. What, even at primary school right now, what's your
yeah,
take on
yeah. Well, it's so unfortunate. It's really, really unfortunate for us as a nation, because it wasn't really as bad as this. But one thing about when things go wrong is that once nothing is done about it, then it goes on, becomes bigger, and it keeps spreading. A client of mine shared with me how a woman walked into our school and said, "Look, I would love to register my child into your SS1, but on one condition. I want to know by the time my child is in SS3, do you people organize for them to be helped with the exams? That's the only reason where I'll put my child. Once I know that you're going to do that for me by the time my child is in SS3." And my client said, "No, we don't do that here, because I believe I will give account of everything I do in this school one day." And the woman said, "Oh, okay then." And then the woman took the child away because she said no. So the situation is so bad. And one of the major reasons is because schools have not been able to establish the fact that what makes you a success in life is not even the certificate you take around. It's actually much more than that. There are so many
Right.
people who have first class, whatever, and yet they are big failure. Because what really makes success in life is not the certificate, it is more of character, it is more of emotional intelligence, it is more of relationship intelligence, and so many other things. So I think we would come out of this terrible problem by the time schools begin to establish that truth that, look, children, it is good for you to score, the best of whatever mark, but the fact remains that what will bring success into your life is actually much more than that. And the moment we're able to establish that, even educating our parents too, I'm sure a whole lot of change will happen. And then these malpractices will reduce a little bit.
Thank you.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so I, from my end here, I lost a number of things that you said, but I'm glad that our audience did hear you and were able to pick what you said. Thank you so much, very much, ma.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
the fact remains that we need to be able to create a positive narrative around allowing
Mm,
children to know that there's no shortcut in life.
mm,
Every
mm,
shortcut cuts people short. It cuts life short.
mm,
It cuts
mm,
destinies short. So when you
mm.
always look for the shortcut, you may just be heading for a life that will be cut
Destruction.
short. And that's not what we want for anyone of our generation or the next. So that will be the take on that. All right, so to Reverend Mrs., I will say the next question is talking about churches and their responsibility for developing children's sound character through Bible studies. Some parents think it's entirely the church's responsibility. So, like your dad did to you, ma, respectfully, he says to you, you must go to church with your aunt or with your sister. His belief is that as you go to church, you will hear the things that will help you live right, rather than probably do those things or set the foundation for them himself. Maybe. I don't have the details, but I'm just inferring. So the next question is, are you aware, ma, that a lot of parents expect church to help them actually character parent or train their children? And how much do you think the church can do? Children live with them from Monday all through the week, and then they come to church maybe twice in a week. How is that going to work for any parent? And their responsibility for
Yes, I am aware of that, but it's not the best. There are actually some parents that take their kids to a particular church because they believe the church has a sound children's church, and they go to another church. So their parents, they actually believe that the church should help them raise their kids, but that is absolutely wrong, because the church did not help you to impregnate yourselves when you people decided to have children. You both came together, both parents came together and said, okay, we are married now, we want to start having kids. And they decided and they agreed and they got pregnant and they had the baby. And so how come they now expect the church to take care of their children character-wise for them? It is absolutely wrong, and it should not be encouraged at all. The parents should play their part. Parenting is a difficult task, and it takes the grace of God to actually do it right. But the bulk of it lies with the parents. Then society and church and school can do other parts. But the parents have to take the responsibility of bringing up their children in the right and godly way. Thank you.
Now, parents, there's no shifting the responsibility. If
Not
a
at
parent
all.
is listening to us, please settle down and do what your future will thank you for. There's a quote that I love. It said, do today what your tomorrow will thank you for. I believe it's relevant to parenting as well. To have the peace of mind that you want tomorrow, and to be able to enjoy all that you're working for, waking up and paying all the sacrifice. It's not down to finances alone. There's much more. This show is about giving you the notion and helping you realize the need to character parent. There's a dosage of raising the child that character development occupies. And you have to be deliberate about doing it. It's not going to happen by assumption or by just doing whatsoever you want. Thank you so much, Mrs. I'll be able to take one or two, one question each more, and then this session will come to a hold while we'll take the next session. And please kindly hang in at the back stage, because we're going to have our participants ask questions after the two sessions. So I'll take a last question right now for Mrs. Ayo Ade.
Yeah.
And many parents believe that they pay high school fees. So once they have paid you that humongous amount for your children, for their children to attend your school, Ivy school, all the schools you can imagine, they expect that one of the things that the children should come back home with is being fully groomed. And so at times they are even wondering what the school is doing. How did my child start behaving like this? What was your teacher? And then some of them come to school and even say, my child acts like this. Why? How is that possible? Ma. The question is, who should cater to this responsibility? Who should? Many parents believe that they pay so you can take care of everything. So are schools to blame, therefore, for the rot in the society? Because everyone has gone to one form of school or the other, and then the society is turning into what it is. So are schools to blame for the rot in the society? The way
No,
some
not
parents
at all.
believe.
No, not at all. One of the issues we have as human beings, except we are humble enough to want to change and to take responsibility. Human being by nature, we are created to always want to point the blame to people. If we go
Right.
back into the book of Genesis, you will see that, the woman said, the man said, the woman said, the snake, like that. So it is very natural for human being when we have to take responsibility over something for us to always want to point to people. So it's not about the school; it's everybody's fault. And this is what I have said. I've been sharing with my clients that are actually on my coaching platform. One powerful way to help parents in your school with their parenting is for you to start, giving them parenting tips on a regular basis on your platform.
Mm,
Just take it upon yourself.
mm.
Maybe you want to do it once in a week or twice in a week. It
Okay,
depends on you, and your
okay,
people. So give them parenting tips regularly on your WhatsApp platform, or maybe you're using the Telegram.
okay.
Regularly remind them of some things. You can just post to them one morning and say, have you given your children a smile today? No matter what you are going through, when parenting your children, you must teach them to smile because they win more in life by smiling. And then you can write the name of a school, fostering cares or something. Those are little ways we can begin to change narratives. But no, it's not the fault of a school. Everybody is
Mhm.
responsible, but it is very natural for human being that when anything goes wrong, we just want to point to other people.
Yeah, so I'm aware that you've also authored a character development curriculum. I think the
Yes,
discussion should tilt in that direction. As a person,
yes,
I believe that character development should be a national project. Because look
yes, I
around
believe that
today,
too.
you see that many of the things that happen around are either a deficit or
Yes,
insufficient quantity of character development, if I must say.
yes,
So I believe
yes.
that curriculum is one of the things, but there's a
Okay,
way we at RCV would recommend curriculum to be treated when it's character development. It should not be made a read to
oh,
pass
yeah,
subject.
oh, okay.
It's a
What
life
really
skill.
took Yes, ma'am. What really took me to writing my curriculum on character development was when
Yeah.
I studied the Nigerian curriculum that says moral instruction. I became very, very uncomfortable as I, went into the teaching profession. Because if you say it's a moral instruction, you might never be able to achieve an objective that will begin to change the reality of how our children begin to grow. And that was how I wrote that character development, where I now begin to pick real issue. And then there's a
Yeah.
particular way I actually wrote that teachers should teach it, not to
Mm-hmm.
pass exam. They do a
Mm-hmm.
drama,
Yeah.
there's a drama, to it. They will act, the children act a drama. You can
Yeah.
ask them to do a project of writing a story about that very character you want them to develop. Then we in that curriculum, I ask teachers to do interview to get children to
Mm.
know if for example, we're talking about not taking what doesn't belong to you, then interview them. Have you ever taken something that doesn't belong to you? So it's real, and then they know how to apply these things into their lives. So it becomes really true, more than moral instruction. It becomes developing this character in them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so very much. Aliku
Yes, ma'am.
Justina, as comment says, very unfortunate and sad. I remember I was not employed in a school because I said I won't help the students.
Hmm. That's
Okay,
true.
in
Yeah,
mathematics during WAEC exams. Let me
yeah.
tell you
She's
something
saying the
about
truth.
character development. It's either you're willing to stand for something or you fall for anything.
Everything.
Right.
Nobody's saying it's going to come easy. You will need to defend what your values are from time to time. You will need
Right.
to insist and stick to your guns. You will need to stand alone sometimes. But at the end of the day, even the thieves are looking for sincere people to keep their money for them. So they're going to
Hmm.
come around and look for you. So it's worth all the whatever you are going to lose temporarily, because at the end of the day, you are going to be that person that everyone wants to have on their team. Thank you, Justina Aliku, for adding that. That was beautiful. Thank you, Coach, for that landing. So, Chief Mrs., thank you for holding on, ma. All right, so now, if a parent says, I have done the best that I know how to do, like I have tried for you, this child, you have not seen all these things you are doing from me. I'm not the one who inspired you to do what you're doing the way you're doing it. I am tired. What would be your counsel to that kind of a parent? Because I know some people are watching and I'm like, look, I wish you people know that I have never done anything untoward that my child should pick to make them act or behave the way they are. Is there a patience need for them to wait until what they are imputing begins to show up? Or what should that kind of a parent do? So it doesn't look like this is a session where we're just hitting parents on all sides. What if a parent is doing so much that they think they know, and then the results aren't showing yet, character-wise?
Okay, so how old is the child we're talking about? How long do you want to wait for? So to every parent, no matter how old you are still a child.
Yes.
even if you are 50, as long as your parents are still alive, you're still a child. So if the child we're talking about is 40 years old, I want to advise that parent to just hand over, that child to God. Because the character trait of the child has already been formed, and there's nothing the parents can do again. However, if the child is still a growing child, so we have the infancy, we have the early childhood, we have the school age, we have the adolescence, we have the early adulthood, and then the late adulthood, the main adulthood. So it depends on the age of the child. If the parent has tried all that they can to help the child come out well, and then they feel like I can't go any further, then whatever they believe in, they hand over the child to that. Take, for instance, if they're Christians, they hand over the child to God and trust that, God will continue from wherever they stopped. So there's this Yoruba adage that says that this child, don't kill me, your parents. After a while, to become this child, don't kill yourself. And then the best thing in life is to learn from other people's experiences. But some people just want to learn from their own experiences. So let them go and learn from their own experiences. Let them go and learn. Some kids, I don't know. I'm a very traditional person, so I have a lot of Yoruba proverbs in my mouth. There's another one that says that you might think that you are as wise or more wiser than your parents, but you can never have as many old garments as they do. So whatever the parent is seeing sitting down, the child standing up or climbing on a tree cannot even see it. But if your parent is trying to put you in the right direction and you're saying, no, I want to go this way, fine, leave the child. There are times when an infant is growing up and there is a hot kettle around. You as a parent want to take away the kettle or take away the candle so that the child doesn't touch it. But just one time, allow the child touch the hot kettle with you watching the child, or allow the child touch the candle with you watching the child. The child will not go back there again. He or she will not go near it again. But of course, it has to be under your watchful eye. And that is for kids that are still growing up, for infants, for toddlers, for preschoolers. But when the child is 18, 19, and you keep talking to them, as a parent, you do owe them that responsibility to keep trying to put them right. 18, 19, 20. But once they are 40, they have their life to live. And you should really allow them to live their own lives. Thank you.
So from ọmọ mi má pa mi, ọmọ má pa mi, ó di ọmọ má para ẹ̀.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so I've always told people that English is very deficient. There are certain things you are trying to do in English, like transliteration, and they don't just have the weight that the dialect would have. Thank you so much, but you see, there's a flip side of this. Some other parents know that they have missed it, and right now they are remorseful, and they
Yeah.
are wishing they could make things up. As a word of counsel, what would you be saying to such a parent who may be listening?
So
Like,
there's
what
this
I led you are wrong, but right now I wish I could turn back the hands of time. What would you be saying to such parents, ma'am?
so there's this Chinese proverb that says that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
Go.
The next best time is now.
Now,
Really, it has to do with the age of the child. If the child is still within the age that he or she can be molded, you can still mold them, you can still talk to them, you can still correct them, then please feel free, go keep at it, go on until you see what you want to achieve in that child's life. But once the child really at 40, there is in fact 38, 39, 40, there is nothing you want to say again. The next thing you can do at that point is to join the community. They say that it is a community that raises up a child. Since you have failed in raising up your own, and you realize you failed, and there's nothing you can do again, help somebody else's life. Pay it forward. Do something right in somebody
mm,
else's life.
somebody else's
Thank you.
life. Wow, wow, amazing, amazing. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Coach Anyton. Thank you, Chief
Thank you,
Mrs.
man.
We
Thank
will
you,
put
man.
a hold to session one right now, and then we will shortly go on to session two, which is discourse two. And Jeff will take over from here right now. Over to
Okay.
you, Jeff.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I strongly believe that every single person at home across the world, you are enjoying this show. And if you are somewhere across the world and it's midnight, I know that you are not sleeping because of the interesting discourse that we're having here today. Thank you, Chief Mrs. Olumide Emmanuel, and thank you, Coach, for those amazing insight. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And one thing that I want to ask is that you keep sharing these insights to young people, and definitely I see a future of good parenting strongly. I see a future of good parenting, and thank you for sharing, guys. We want you to drop your questions. Don't wait till when we listen to the next session, so those questions will not just fly out of your head. So just write them down and get ready. We're going to be handling everything at after the next session. So just a short commercial before we go to the next discourse. I know Dr. Mario is waiting to dish wisdom. Yeah, I know that Mrs. Yinka Ogunde is also waiting to dish wisdom. Yeah, so let's sit down, relax, and enjoy while we move into the next session. So I don't know, should I just do another giveaway? But before I do a giveaway, I want to say thank you to every single partner once again. So don't be annoyed that I'm saying thank you, because I have worked on different projects and I know what it takes for a corporate brand or even individuals to show support. It goes a long way to ensure that the program is successful. So Emmanuel Lonche, thank you so much, all the way from the US. Us now, Realverse, Eduma Consult, EduChat, Pet Farm Technical Services, Strong Message Consultancy, Seller Foods and Product, Mind Your Character on 92.3 FM with Boss Ade Olushola Obasa. Thank you, Sentinel Doc. Thank you, Pertinence Limited. Thank you, every single person that has been a part of the show. Thank you, ThinkCard, for all the amazing designs. As we're speaking, there are live broadcasts going on Facebook, on Iha, and you can even see some of those quotes, some of the punchlines that have been released by our discussants. So let me quickly give you guys another giveaway. You know, when I come, it's freebie time. So let me just do a giveaway. Then we're going to play a few videos for you guys. All right. So for nine mobile. Who is ready for nine mobile? Oh, I can see 12 people in Germany ready. I can see 7 people in South Africa ready. Oh, Nigeria, I can see 1,200 people in Nigeria ready for 9 Mobile. Amazing. Oh, in the US, I can see 1 million people ready. Okay, so let's go. 9 Mobile. 973 585 721 004 117. 9 Mobile. 973 585 721 004 117. 9 Mobile users. 9 Mobile users. If you got it, please come and tell us in the chat room. Tell us who got it, 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 who got it. Okay. So if you got it, maybe at the other part of the discourse, you can just come up and tell us who got it. Be excited to hear that from you. So I don't know if Tolu is ready for those videos. Is Tolu set for the videos? Over to you, Tolu.
Cordiume is my name. I am an entrepreneur, a property consultant, and an investor. I have learned to strike a smooth balance between business and pleasure. And so, I know when to put the files aside and share happy moments with my lovely family. Happiness is free and it's a choice. Hello, honey. Choosing Sentinel is one remarkable encounter that has added to my happiness. The warm service, sincerity, and has made my work with Sentinel incredibly fulfilling. With over 318 happy customers, 15 choice locations under her real estate wing, and pretty juicy housing solutions. What else would you ask for? Driven with a passion to increase shareholder value across board and open up a plural ownership, here is an overwhelming beyond real estate offer called Sentinel Investments Club. Absolutely free plots of land, 50% return on investment, and 100% money back guaranteed. All bundled in one. Isn't this wonderful? So, I invite you to join our world of wealthy and happy investors. SIC.
Sentinel, assisting you to succeed.
The caretaker came yesterday to drop off this letter concerning our rent. It has been increased again, and I don't know why.
This landlord just keeps playing with the rent like it's a toy. Is it a crime that we don't have our own house?
It's not a crime that we don't own our own house, but it will certainly be if Home Vest ends up without us taking advantage of it.
Home vests? What home vests?
Home Vest by Real Vest is an online platform owned by Real Vest that allows you own your own house by paying as low as 50,000 naira for a period of time.
Are you being serious? Why didn't you say anything before? Please help me pass my phone.
Hi guys. All our partners will not be able to take everything now. Maybe after the next session, we'll go in. So, do me the honors of inviting Mrs. Boston Deoloshola Obasa as we go into this next segment of the show. All right, so guys, we'll be moving on to the next segment of the show. And thank you to all our amazing partners for being a part of it. So, if you have your questions, don't forget to write them down. We'll be excited to have you, and just get ready to listen to Dr. Mario, amazing personality, and also Mrs. Yinka Ogunde. So I say, over to you, Mrs. Obasa.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jeff. And serious apologies for some of the itches. One of the package of the seasons that we've come to own, yes, so to speak. So we're going right into the second discourse, and I have two amazing personalities with me. We will take their audio intros quickly, and then we will go on with the discourse. First will be Dr. Mario Dente, who is
Dr.
joining
Mario
us
Dente is an industrial psychologist and international
South
teacher.
Africa. Thank you so much, Dr. Mario. You have been on since so early, and I hear you have to catch another.
Dr. Mario Dente is an industrial psychologist and international
training.
teacher.
So we'll make
Aside
this as
holding
snappy
two
as
counseling
it can
diplomas
be.
and two master's degrees, Denson has completed his PhD and a doctorate of business administration in organizational behavior and business administration. Currently, he is the chief executive officer of Strong Message Business Consultants, the African director for True Africa Leadership Institute. 2 is equal
I bet
to
you just
1
have to go
and
on.
character first. He
Is
teaches
strong
people
message,
management,
and I came in
leadership,
contact with
emotional
him
and spiritual
when I
intelligence,
was okay.
and
I will.
organizational behavior and change management. He is an optimist who possesses a passion for people, tutoring, and real love for life. And today it's elated to welcome him as a 2020 discussant.
They couldn't hear.
Mrs. Inka Ogunde is the John Maxwell Team Certified Coach, Trainer, and Speaker. She is the Chief Executive Officer at Dumar Consult, Nigeria. She is an entrepreneur that shares unique personal stories on life, business, and the nation in a way that adds values to listeners. She holds a Master's of Science degree in Mass Communication from the University of Lagos. She is the convener of Total School Support Seminal Exhibitions, TOSSE, among the biggest education events in Africa. She is passionate about making people become the best they can be. NCPS is elated to welcome her as a 2020 discussant.
I'm quite delighted to be here with you. Another edition of the NCPS program. So delighted to be with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. And thank you, sir. I have tried for years I have dreamt for years actually to have you in Nigeria to be part of this particular summit. But you see, this is one of the benefits of COVID. It's not all wrong. So right now, I'm able to have you live here, and it's going to be same impact, same value addition. We've had interesting discourse at the first session, and right now we're going to just go into what we have for today. Welcome once again.
Thank you.
Dr. Mario, can a parent give what he or she doesn't have? Speaking character-wise.
My first reaction was no. If you don't have something, you don't have it. Because if you think about, say, money, and then I realized even with things like love, if you don't have it, you don't have it. I've watched this also at business schools. You know, if you don't have it to be a medical doctor, you don't have it. You can go and study and all these type of things. So my simple answer is, if you don't have it, you don't have it. But I want to close. It's not how you start the race, it's how you end the race. So if you don't have it, it's not an excuse that you must stay there for the rest of your life. So that's my positive comment towards the end.
Okay, so if you don't have it, you can't give it, except you go get it first, and then you can give it. Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, so I'll move quickly to Mrs. Ogunde, and kindly change our surname to capital, please. That name is a big name. Kindly do it. I just noticed now. Okay, so yes, Ma, your first question. How did we arrive at nowadays children? And Ma, specifically, with focus on the recent benefit boys, on the rampage in secondary schools. I came across the name benefit boys recently, and I hear that they are turning a lot of schools and creating a lot of nuisance, permit me to say. So how did we arrive at nowadays children? Is it nowadays parents that gave birth to nowadays children, or how? Or they just fell from the skies and then we have them and we have to deal with them? Nowadays children, what's your take, ma'am?
Okay, thank you very much, Bosse. I must say that once again, I'm delighted to be with you at this particular event. The world has truly changed. I remember this event last year and even the one before, the way we had to do it. But this is very interesting. And that brings us to the question that you have asked me, that how did we get here? How did we get into a society where we have all kinds of young boys and girls with the wrong values, exhibiting the wrong things, and we appear almost powerless? That is the intriguing thing about the situation that we are in. For me, when you hear of benefit boys, when you hear of so many of all those things, the question is, like you said, how did we get here? It takes us back to years and years and years of Nigeria's history, because what we are experiencing at the moment cannot be separated from what our country has gone through.
Okay, the network appears a bit, I wouldn't know if it's just my end.
Or what,
okay, it's fine. Good.
What our country is going through. We, the benefit boys, the 419 boys, the lost babies of this world, you name it, they are products of what we have created. They are products of what families have created. They are products of us departing from the values that we should have been imparted in our homes. And then we have this. And the products of the Nigerian system also, where we have placed money above every other thing. Because what's the reason why anybody will choose to be a benefit boy? It is because you derive benefit from it. You are getting money from it. You are able to buy those things that you've always wanted to buy, even if you are a 15-year-old boy or an 18-year-old boy. That's the reason why we are here today. We have made money, and those things that are not that should not be the foundation upon which homes and a society should be built on. We have made those things the principal thing, and we are paying for it. The benefit boys are like the first line of payments that we are seeing. The tragic news is that we don't see any end in sight. All kinds of benefit boys will emerge as long as we continue on a downward slide. That is the reality of our situation. It is only if we choose to have a revival in our parenting structure, to have a revival in our homes, in order for us to preach the correct values, then we may have a chance.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Ma. Powerful start. Dr. Mario Dantin, I'm back at your doorstep. And I would say you are joining us from South Africa. And I'm wondering if values do change from one generation to another and from one geographical location to another. Take sincerity, for example. Is sincerity different in Nigeria as what it means in South Africa?
It's a great question. And my answer is yes. Over the years, we need to sit down and define the meaning of words. And I realize that doesn't matter where you are in the world. To use a good example like sincerity, it differs from person to person, from nation to nation. And what we need to fix, and this is what I want to offer also to all the listeners. So far, we've done a lot of talk and talk and talk. And I'm saying the talk is often cheap. And what I would offer, and you can get my details there, I would like today offer people a chance to do something. So like sincerity, let's define the meaning of it. I have trained people from the ANC exiles into the new South Africa. I've watched people on Robben Island. I've asked them the learning about, one train another person. So I've been through all the different systems. I watch what's happening in the world. A word like patience, is it the same anymore? A thing like punctuality, is it the same anymore? Is your word still your word? And this is what I've got a problem sometimes, because we've got our own definition of, say, punctuality. And my definition is punctuality is still the same. It doesn't matter where you are. But we give different definitions to different words, and we justify it. And for that, we're going to pay a price because we don't know where we stand. And one of the things that I've learned from my parents, to give you a good example, I've been very fortunate to attend their 50th marriage anniversary. And they've told me marriage is a covenant agreement between husband and wife, not a contract. A big difference. And I still believe in it, and that's why I'm still married today. For me, it's the same meaning. I don't play around with meanings. The same with leadership. I know we've got people from Maxwell here. They keep on saying leadership is about influence. I've got a fundamental problem with that. And I'm saying leadership is, first of all, following him, serving others, and then we need to influence the world. But now a drug dealer can use the same definition by saying leadership is about influence. And I'm not in the same business as a drug dealer, but it depends on the definition. We need to get it right. That's crucial, vital for me.
Mm, mm.
So very important. Let's get definitions right. Like praying, do we need to pray? Yes or no? The answer is keep praying, because if there's something between you and your husband and your loved one and you don't pray, you know what's going to happen. Forgiveness is still forgiveness. It's non-negotiable. Why do we still have got different meanings about these type of things? Let's stick to the word, let's stick to the principles, and let's apply it.
Amazing. Okay. Okay. So I take it that definitions are crucial, is what one of the major points you've made. And then we have to continue to put things in perspective when we talk about these values and what they could mean from place to place. Okay, so thank you, sir. Then I'll go next to Mrs. Ogunde. And the question I want to ask is, I know you to have been an employer of labor for years. So when it comes to the workplace, for instance, we talk about employability. Oh, people are not employable. Oh, they are not. What's the area? What's the place of character development? Is there a gap, character development gap, that you have noticed over the years when it comes to employability? I believe employability isn't just about paper qualification, but it's about life skills and hard work, commitment, and the rest of them. Have you found that gap, and how have you personally been able to help? Because a lot of people say, oh, they are not employable. And so you get 20 people to come attend a recruitment exercise. You can't pick any of them after going through the test. And then you do that over and again. And maybe when they come in, the next thing is, oh, no, you're not fitting into the mode. Go away. And then you spend money to bring another set in. What's the way out for entrepreneurs? So you are looking at this topic today from the workplace environment. What have you noticed to be a gap character-wise? And how can we push the frontiers and make things better?
Okay, thank you very much, Bosse. I think that who you are in the workplace is actually very, very critical. That is what we need. It is not about the qualification, that the paper qualification that you have used to get the job. That is not the critical thing. It's about the person in any kind of workplace is very, very important, because you can have two people working in a place, and the first one will be saying that, I'm not coming into work early, I'm not closing late, I'm not doing this, they're not paying me much anyway. And the second person can decide that, look, yes, they're not paying me much. I'm going to get in early. I'm going to close late. I'm going to do all that I need to do and do it well. Do you know, can you imagine where both will be in 5 years' time doing the same thing? The first one, not coming to work early, not coming to leave, closing the leg, doing all kinds of things. And the second one, intentionally living a life that will ensure that she's giving her best even in that position. Of course, both of us know where they will be in the next 5 years. One will probably have been kicked out of the organization, and the other one maybe will be doing great things. And that's why it's very, very important that when we are going to employ, we employ not just because of the paper qualification, but because of that value the person is bringing into the workplace. What we have now in this generation, we have a huge sense of entitlement being exhibited sometimes amongst our children. We have all they want is to be entertained. All they want is to have fun. All they want is a place whereby they are free to do absolutely whatever they want. That is not, I mean, I don't have any problem with that. But the key thing also is that there's some values that we demand in the workplace. The traditional, old, reliable values of courage, of exhibiting the right attitude, of being able to say that I'm going to complete this task, whatever it takes, or for your teammate to be able to rely on you to deliver at the right time. All these are things that are important in the workplace. You can't say, I just want to be free. I just want to be entertained. Very soon you will be out of the job market. So who are you on the job market? Can we trust you to be able to deliver on the job? Can we trust you to do the right things when it comes to a client? And when your character is not right, we have it in the workplace that sometimes the only thing that you just want to do is to exploit that workplace and not deliver your best. That sense of entitlement, you just take care of me. And you just give in just enough loyalty to prevent you from being sacked. Just enough attention to ensure that nobody gives you a query. When you bring that into the workplace, certainly there is a problem with who you are. I hope that
amazing. Who you are is important.
It's so critical in the workplace. It's not about the work. It's not about the qualification you are bringing in. It's about your person, your enthusiasm for the job, the value you are adding to your team, how well other team members can rely on you to get the job done. All these are things that we're looking for. We want people who are proactive. We want people who are creative. We want people who are taking initiative. And all those things stems from those extra things beyond the.
Thank you so much, Ma. The unfortunate thing is a lot of people come into the workplace not having many of these. So I've always said to entrepreneurs that one of the things you have to take on as your extra baggage is becoming a mentor to many of the young people who will come within your space. As many as are willing to pick these life skills from you, you should have a system that onboards them and helps them to learn it. You will literally become a coach. You will literally become a mentor, because at the end of the day, it's what you put into them that you also get. But the best thing would have been that when you're employed to do a thing, you have both the experience, the expertise, and the personality that fits what you have been employed to do, which is what Mrs. Ogunde just helped us see clearly. Dr. Mara Denton will have to leave like 5 minutes, so I will take 2 minutes already. Okay, so I will you will take one question and then we'll let you go. I must really thank you for even choosing to be on this. I know heavily busy. Thank you so much, sir. All right, so I should just allow you to use the 2 minutes. You had your questions answered. So I guess I just give you the liberty to just flow. Tell us whatever you have in your mind. I think that's the best way. So you give us your shots. Yes.
I love it. And again, I want to say thank you. But let me start with a couple of things from my heart. Number one is it's your character plus your competency that's going to give you consistency, not the vice versa.
Yeah.
C1 plus C2 is going to give you C3. The second thing that I want to highlight is information without application is entertainment. And often, even with programs like this, we still entertain people. And I'm saying it's information plus application that's going to give transformation. And that's why I want to say, if there's anybody listening to us today, he said, Mario, I'm not a great parent. And I'm saying it's not too late. I want to say, listen, connect. Because I believe I want each and every one of us to be fat. Don't get me wrong. Fat means faithful, available, and teachable. And if there's somebody who's hungry, say, but I want to learn more about these qualities, these parenting, married for life principles, it's not too late. I've done an application in a big organization in Ghana and in Kenya and in Uganda. And I know in Kenya, they call me Dr. Busara. That's wisdom. In Ghana, they call me Dr. Abranti. That's the young one. And then in Botswana, they call me Dr. Magotsi, the one who brings the fire. And I'm saying I'm excited. So what you guys are doing, it's a brilliant thing. But sometimes as we fly, we use the GPS.
Yes.
And a GPS is standing for your global positioning system. And it's perfect, but I've got a concern some with that because I'm saying maybe we must use the God's positioning system. Because at the end of the day, you want to be faithful, yes or no? It's fundamental things. So when I'm working with young people, I always love to ask them three questions. Tell me who you are. Tell me why you exist. Tell me where you're going, so that we can use that as the basis of his CPD, his calling, his purpose, and his design. And if we can get that right, because at the end of the day, what do you want to hear? You want to hear faithful servant. And if we can get that right, it's not too late. So if there's a parent say, listen, I've messed it up, you have not messed it up. And that's why I want to say, let the rest of your life be the best part of your life. Don't give up. And for my side, please, if there's anything I can do, I know we're running out of time, but I appreciate you. Keep on doing the good work. Don't give up. Please don't give up. And character is the number one in the world. If I'm looking at what's happening right now in terms of specifically the corruption in the world, even if our nation, we don't get it right. And we keep on talking, and people walking out of the government and all these type of things. What went wrong? And I know I've got here a specific example, and then I want to close with that. It's somewhere in Proverbs 22, verse 6, and I want to close with that. Train up a child in a way he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. And if you play around with those definitions, you're going to sow what you're going to reap. My son is in New York. The other one is in Washington. The other one is going to go to Japan. I am a grandfather. And I love this phase that I am right now. But the fundamental thing that we need to do, pray, pray, pray. And I want to close. I was just 1 minute. Sorry for my other speaker because I need to go. But I want to close with this. I was lecturing in Ghana with a big business. And I told these young business students, I don't have all the answers. And they look at me and I said, but please use your emails. And I went on. And during lunchtime, the business guys, young guys approached me and said, well, I miss you during the class. And I said, when was that? He said, you used the word emails. And then I realized they were looking for the word emails, and there's no English word for emails. And I said, but it's the most powerful, cost-effective, underutilized management tool. So he says, sir, we don't know what you're talking about. I said, but please use your emails. I said, please, is it something that you can download? Is it a Skype? Is it like an app? In the next moment, I said, you can download it. We call it emails. Prayer is still most powerful, cost-effective, underutilized management tool. And on that note, I want to say, stay blessed. Keep on making a difference, and thank you for allowing me. I would love to visit your country. I've been there. I'm missing you guys. I promise something is going to happen for us in the future again. Be blessed.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so very much. Yes, he said prayer is cost-effective, potent, and powerful. Yes, so in addition to everything we're learning, we should never forget to say a word regularly to God, the owner of all children. So I'm stuck with you right now, Mom, and I have
oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so amazing session so far. And thank you so much, Ma, for doing this all of the time with us. We're grateful. I have one or two questions, and then this will be done with. I am not certain if we have questions from the audience. Any? Okay, so we've just been having responses and followings. All right. So here we have, how true is it that no matter what you do right as a parent, the environment ultimately dictates who your child becomes?
I certainly do not agree with that, because the environment has its place, and then you, as a parent, you have a huge part to play, because children do what they see. You are their parent. You are the first line of influence on their lives. Look at all the things that you shared with your dad. Look at the impact. Look at the little things which he himself might not even have known, but yet those were the things that formed you. The early part of your life. Age 0 to 5 is said to be one of the most powerful learning periods in the life of any child. At that time, you are with your parents. At that time, you are with your mom. You are with your dad. You are with that inner circle that sort of shapes you. If you make up your mind to ensure that you deposit the right values in them at that time, it's going to be with them for life. Sometimes I ask myself that how come I don't remember even things that happened last year so well? But I can remember the songs in Sunday school that we used to sing when I was just barely 3 years old, 4 years old, and you are doing Christmas carol. You are singing about Maria, the mother of Jesus. You know, all those Christmas concerts that we used to do in churches when you were barely 5 years old and 6 years old. And I can still remember them distinctly and say the words. And you asked me about what happened last year. That, oh, Auntie Inka, didn't you do that? And I'm like, oh, yes, oh. And you need to give me all the details before it's okay. Because it formed an important part of it. Now the environment. If you have been able to train up your child the way he or she should go, that child takes control of his environment when he goes out.
I like that.
That we don't do this. We don't do that. I remember when my son was sharing a story with me, because it was when he went into the university at that time. In front of his, he couldn't, because he got in a bit late. He couldn't get a room inside the campus, so we had to get him an apartment outside the campus. It was still a student apartment with lots of students in there, but opposite was a nightclub. Was almost like a strip bar that every Friday it was a serious eating, serious drinking with all the half-naked girls all over the place. He said he was coming back from the library one day, and then this young lady decided to follow him and all that. And he was almost like petrified. They said he got to a time he actually started running. It was late in the evening. He actually picked race, because that whole street in Sheffield was like, I mean, immediately right from the beginning of the street, you just see all the girls and guys, especially on a Friday. He said all that was just ringing in his head were so many things about home, that if he moves into the room with the Oyibo girl, that means that his life is finished.
It's finished.
Is finished. Was anybody there to check him? Nobody was there. Was anybody there to see whether he was drinking, smoking, or doing any other thing? Nobody was there with him at that time. And he was still pretty young. It was just about 17 plus. It was still pretty young. So what am I saying? Those values that you impact into them, those teaching moments, the example that you show, that is so critical. That is so critical. I remember that there was a time in my house that one of our brothers in church, one of our brethren in church, he just got in, he said they normally come to our house for home fellowship. At that time, my children, they were still very young. He just said, he said, Stogunde, he said, do you know one thing I've noticed? I said, what have you noticed? He said, I see almost every part of your house is always one book or the other. As he's encountering this book, that other book, everybody is always like reading one book or the other, all thrown around the house. I said, well, that's at that time, fortunately, thankfully, there was no, we have much of the phones and things. But that meant that in the house there was an intentional decision to promote the reading culture, to get everyone to read, so that when you see big books, I'm speaking right now even from my room, but almost like everywhere there are books littered in almost every corner in there, almost every corner. So it's just been like it's a part of the life. What is that culture that you are intentionally building in the lives of your children?
True.
Because it's not something that you leave to chance. The reality of the time that you were in is that if you don't help them from within, they will help them from without. That will determine who they are. Because you've left the picture of their life to be painted outside. It's already challenging enough if you are even when you are doing it intentionally. Talk less of now don't do anything and they go out. My nephew is in South Africa. He's in the African Leadership Academy, and I still used to think of him as a very small boy and all that. When he was not telling me about all the LGBT and so many other rights, and when he was now telling me about so many other things, my husband just came into where I'm broadcasting. I hope you couldn't hear his voice. That's the thing about working from home, but we live with it. He brought me plantain chips and he was threatening me not to come and eat his own, that he has bought my
Please, but just send our own portion too. We like to have the taste of it.
So that is the reality of it. Train your child. Let us know the kind of culture that you want to build, even right in from your home, because you can't do it. You want to promote some certain values in your home. How do you promote it? What are the things that you do? That's what we should all be looking at.
Thank you so very much. We are going to take one question each from you, and it's to answer the question that the theme has posed for this year. Because I know that last year we had Ncps, and we had to ask the students that were present to write their questions down, just in case their parents were in the hall and they didn't want them to know who was asking what questions. And at the end of the day, we found out that a lot of these children are feeling disappointed and let down. Many of them feel that the examples that they see at home aren't encouraging enough. That's what actually initiated the discourse this year. So this year's discourse is kind of dedicated to children in that kind of situation. So I'm going to give Chief Mrs. The chance to put in our last shot to answer that question. When you saw the theme, what did you think about it? And then how would you answer that question? So what should children do when they happen to have parents that lack sound character? Should they wait in until they get into school and elope and just run away? Because that is the mode that many of those children maintain. That, okay, I'll just stay hanging here. Once I go to school, you will not see me again. Should they cope with the parents while the parents in turn think that they are coping with the children? What should children do? These are real life scenarios that play out in families, many of which hardly ever get the attention that they should get. So, Ma, that will be the parting shot answering the theme's question before we leave.
Okay, so when I saw the theme for the day, I smiled and then I thought about it. You know, parents of unsound character, what should the children do? And it just amazes me that it does exist. And where nothing is done, it becomes a circle and it repeats itself. So you have parents of unsound character bring up kids who also end up having unsound character. And if nothing is done, they end up bringing up kids along that same line again. And it becomes a circle and it goes on and on. So, what can children in such a situation do? What I'll tell them to do is number one, they need to believe in something. I like to come from that way first. So, if you're a Christian, I believe the Ncps and RCV is a Christian-based organization. If you're a Christian, it's a faith-based organization. If you're a Christian, you believe in God because that is where you're going to draw strength from. That is what you're going to draw grace from. That is when you know that someone really cares about you. Because the way things are going in your house, in your family, you feel no one cares about you. Your parents they don't care about you. They don't even care how you turn out, whether you turn out well, whether you turn out bad. It's none of their concern, and they might not actually feel that way about you. But that's the way. Whatever they are passing across, that's what you are getting. Because some parents too, they just don't know how to parent. There's no school for parenting. We all learn on the job. So really, some parents don't even know how to do the parenting task. They don't know how to carry it out. So you might think that your parents, take for instance myself, my dad, and he's a man, I guess he did his best with me. You understand? He brought me up the best way that he could. And when I was growing up, my dad and I, we were like cats and dogs. We were not on good terms. But right now, we are best of friends. We have a good relationship. It's amazing, like he thought that amongst his kids, I'll be the one to actually turn my back on him. But Christ didn't teach me like that. So that's where being a Christian comes in. You do what the Bible tells you to do. You honor your parents. But in the meantime, you need to draw strength and grace from a source, from a higher power. And that's where the God factor comes in. You need to open up yourself to the God factor because that is what will help you in the meantime. And then you're coping with your parents, actually. And then your parents are also coping with you, but you're just praying in the house. Your parents, you're praying some people, once they get into secondary school, from there they enter into university, they gain admission. From there, they don't want to, come back home. I actually know of somebody that's right now wants to go and serve. He tried to go serve far away from home, even though his parents wanted him to serve close to the house. He said, no, I'm going far away. Wow. It happens. Those things are real. They happen, and we have to face reality. Things have changed right now. For those who are still bringing up kids, still bringing up children, things have changed. Even the parenting style has changed too. Of course, it's okay to cane our children. It's fine. I'm not against that. Bible says spare the rod and spoil the child. It's fine. But at times, it's not all about caning the child. So I have a 7-year-old, and we don't cane him much, but once in a while, we just have to. And just recently, in the last 2-3 days, I've not seen the cane around. I think he went to hide the cane. I've not seen the cane around, but in the last 2-3 days, I've been wanting to discipline him. The first thought that came to my mind was to use the cane, but not seeing the cane around, I had to improvise on how to actually discipline him. So there are better ways of disciplining our kids other than using our hand, using our cane, even raising your voice. Raising your voice at your child is you abusing the child. It should be a better way of you passing across whatever information you want to pass across. Don't think your parents don't love you, they don't care about you, they just don't know any better. Perhaps they don't know any better. And there's a Yoruba proverb that, there I go again, but really that says that if you think that your father is not rich, your mother is not wealthy, you're on the way to becoming one yourself. You know how you will do yours. That's your own parenting. That's just it. You need a God factor to draw grace from, and just know that your parents are doing the best that they can do, and then learn from them. When you become a parent, what would you not want to do, and what will you want to do, and then just live your life and honor God.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you. So it's your turn, Ma, to answer the themed question. And I know she touched on some sensitive aspect of yours, talking about caning. But then she eventually balanced it by saying that, yes, we can look for more creative ways to do it, particularly when she couldn't find the cane. You know, the girl has gone to hide somewhere. So yes, Ma, what do parents do? What do children do when they have parents that are
You know, when I saw the topic, what actually occurred to me is that what do children do when parents lack sound character? For a child to know that there is a deficiency in the character of his or her parent, it means that that child now has a higher level of awareness.
Absolutely.
True.
And what do you do in that particular situation? There are options. I think Chief Mrs. Adenike has mentioned one of them. Seek for a higher power. Look for God. Talk to God to show you the way. Another thing that can be done is that there's some things that you must have seen in society that have shown you that there is a better way of doing things.
Yes.
Right.
When you reach out to people, especially if they are the right people, that is, we are praying for God to bring the right people into your life, becomes critical. A lot of us have found that even those little fellowships that we do in churches has tremendous impact in the lives of children going through this kind of thing. There's some parents that, I don't know if it happens in in your own church, they don't come to church. They drop their children in church.
Yeah.
They use that opportunity to go somewhere. Even when the children's department has closed, the children's department teachers will still need to wait.
Absolutely.
And wait for the parents to come. What is happening in that kind of instance is that that child is developing every day, every moment. Sooner or later, he or she will begin to see flaws in the life of his or her parents. And what will she do? Or what will he do? That's the time to ensure that you reach out towards the right mentors. You begin to talk with friends that you admire, not friends whose values may corrupt you. Because I also believe that the Lord has hidden eternity in our hearts. He has hidden the sense of right and wrong. When you are doing the right things, even as a child, you will know. When you are doing the wrong, you will know. And when you know that this is the only path towards your survival as a child, then you will know. I know that there's so many children who have survived in highly dysfunctional home because they have been very, very intentional about their lives. They have chosen not to live it carelessly. So when the others are doing all kinds of things all over the place, you probably see them in one corner. They're studying, even though everybody around them is not studying. You need to be that kind of person because you want to change the narrative for your family. You want to change the narrative even for your parents and even for your own generation. It's not the time for you to be careless as a child. These are very, very unique times. 15-year-olds, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds are already disrupting nations positively. Choose to be among those ones. Because every day you'll be filled with choices. Negative, positive. Your success in life is going to be determined by the number of positives that you choose, that you daily load in your calendar, the positive. If you load it with so many negatives, somewhere something will give way. So I encourage you, choose the positive part of life. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so very much. That officially brings us to the end of the second discourse. And from the feedback from my team at the back end, we don't have other questions for you. And because this was meant to be a strictly 2-hour event and it's online, would like to just keep it at that, no matter how interesting the discourse is becoming, because it borders on the data of those who are watching. And we have to think about them. And as well, the time of our discussion.
I to look for charger to charge.
Yeah. So, but it's interesting to know that we didn't have to put NCPS off this year, and this has taken a lot from everyone. Ordinarily, we would just have moved it till next year because, hey, what we are used to doing is bring everyone under one roof and then have the stuff. It gives us a lot of joy that you have worked with us, all of our discussants this year, to make this a success. And I hope those who were watching will bear with us for some of the itches and skirmishes in terms of data or network. We are perfecting all of that. I'm sure that soon everything will be right. Virtually everyone who is on this has minimum 2 kind of network connection, just in case this one goes down, the other one comes up. But all the same, you still find sometimes that there are delayed transmission and the rest of them. We just for this character to say that we appreciate everyone who stayed hooked in and up with us all through this. We had to let Mrs. Sheya Yoade go as well because she has an online course that she has to facilitate. That's the way we have all come to live our lives now. And I see it's not going to change anytime soon, if ever. All right. So I'm sure Jeff is still hanging in somewhere. And I'd like to just switch over to Jeff from this virtual studio. The next person you will see right now will be Jeffrey Ikoya. And thank you so much. We'd like to let you go now, Maz. Thank you so very much. Osubu, who has been your contact person, will be in touch. And thank you for all the troubles we had to put you through. Calling, emails, all messages. Thank you particularly, Mrs. Olumide Emmanuel, for always responding to every single message. We appreciate you. Thank you, Mrs. Nika Ogunde, in spite of your busy schedule. Thank you, Mrs. Sheya Yoade, and thank you, Dr. Mario Denton, and of course, my dad.
Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. It's been an interesting discourse. Thank you to all our facilitators, our discussants for sharing from your heart. And I just feel that there's so much that you want to share, and because of the constraint of time, you were not able to share everything in your heart. I don't know if we have might probably want to bring you on in the next few weeks to do maybe a short live session. I don't know how that will work because you have so much. I saw Dr. Mario was just dishing a lot of wisdom out in less than a few minutes, and I know all other countries have given you titles. Don't worry, we're going to craft a title for you here in the southwestern part of Nigeria and crown you maybe a prince or a chief. I'll let the backroom staff make the decision on that, and we're going to send it to you officially, and you have a title here in Nigeria. So thank you all our listeners. Thank you everyone across the globe. When I might not be able to mention your names, but thank you for sticking through the discourse. We're going to be sending updates for you. I don't know if you registered through the link. If you did not, I would like you to go on Facebook or Instagram and search for RCV Character Development and help us. Go there, put your phone number and your email address, and follow us on Instagram because we have more information that we're going to be sharing with you. You can also follow the founder of First Royal Character and Values Limited, who is who's organized this event, which is the National Character Parenting Summit, on Instagram. And our Instagram handle is at Successful Bosse, at Successful Bosse. I hope Todo will be able to put that on the screen because our Successful is spelled in a unique way. So if I remember correctly, it's SOXCESSFULL at BOES, at Successful Bosse. Or you go on Facebook and add that up on Bossede Olushola Obasa, and we need your contact details to be able to share more updates with you. And you can also watch the repeat broadcast of this live event. While we close the show, we want to say a very amazing shout out to all our partners and our sponsors. We also have a recharge card for you. But I want to say thank you to all our partners and sponsors, because this NCPS is an initiative of RCV, and RCV has been supported and partnered with many organizations. Agbeloba.ng are strong partners. Agbeloba is a agri-tech company that started not quite long in terms of putting up a new offer for people to enjoy. We have RealVest.ng. RealVest is a real estate property tech brand that allows for young people, millennials, or people outside of Nigeria in diaspora to be able to own a home with ease, and their packages as little as 50,000 naira on a monthly basis, and the payment is as long as 7 years. So just imagine you own a home here in Nigeria for as long as 7 years, and you don't need to pay all this money upfront. By paying 50%, you already have access to this house, and you can use it for house rent, or you can live in it. Just imagine you pay for half and you get a tenant in it. The tenant pays the remaining one from you, any rental income. So with as well as 50,000 naira, Homevest has 8 flagship locations that you guys can plug in Lagos, in Abuja, in Owerri, in Ilorin, Ogbomoso, and more to come. So guys, get on it. HostNow was just Flash. It's a web hosting company and also into cyber security. So you want to host your website, you want to design some stuff, please reach out to hostnownow.com. And this is Agbeloba. Agbeloba is one of the highest ROI giving company in terms of the agri-tech sector, and you can get as high as 35% ROI on your investment. That's the yam farm investment available, and it also gives you the opportunity to own your own farmland for as low as 50,000 naira. So you get a plot for as low as 50,000 naira, and I know that there's a bonanza going on right now that if you buy 5 plots you get 1 free. So you can own your own agri company within Agbeloba. So go on agbeloba.ng. The amazing offer. There's a 6 months plan, 8 months plan, 11 months plan. That is shea butter by Sarah, and that's from Chief Mrs. Olumide Emmanuel. You could check out our platform. She sells shea butter. You could use their product. We have Pet Farm Technical Services Limited into engineering, installations, and many other things. And Strong Message Business Consultancy from Dr. Mario Denton is the founder, so you can check them up. And this is Thinkard, is a startup pack for people. Is also, they are breaking down how you can brand your business from 250k for the bonanza of 50k. Then EduChild Development Center is consulting, books and training, and Mrs. Eniton Sheya Yoade. And also we have our partners Life Page. They have different properties that are going on around your apartment, available for you to own houses. Then this is Pertinence Limited, and they're trying to let you know that with your phone, the distance between yourself and your real estate just got closer. And we're happy to celebrate with Pertinence for clocking 8 years in this industry. So if you are looking for a trusted brand in terms of real estate, in terms of product, in terms of services, call Pertinence Limited. So you have an online technology platform that allows you to manage, so you don't need to come to any office. You can buy real estate, print your receipt, get a location, all from the comfort of your phones. And let us tell your story. I've experienced Gamega August firsthand, and I can tell you it's one of the best storyteller through photography. Thank you, Data First, for partnering with us. If you want to take your business global, we are in COVID season and everybody is online. Talk to Data First. And RCV is into the business of teaching character, building organization through developing characters and personnel. So you can reach out to RCV also via all social media platforms and on their website. We have lots of other partners and sponsors like Sentinel Doc, which I didn't mention when the slides was going around. We had HostNow. We have even individual Sunday Olorin Sheyi is the visionary and the man behind the brand of agbeloba.ng. And if you know Sunday Olonse, you will know that he's a man of integrity and he makes things work. He's also the co-founder of the Pertinence Group that has multiple subsidiaries. They are now leading in their industry today. So thank you so much, guys. We have come to the end of our shows. We're going to be celebrating our discussant. Thank you so much for coming. I don't know if Mrs. Obasa is available because we are supposed to do this together. We are supposed to do this together. And also, you haven't seen my face. I'm not the only one. I'm just the face, but we have countless number of people that have been working at the background. So you just see that things work is because there's a system and there are people that make it work. Wow, those are the team. Thank you. That's Tolu. Tolu has been our engine man. Hey. Oh, the camera is going around. Hi, see. This is our control room, our amazing ladies. You know, yeah, I think we just have few guys on this team, about 5 guys. The rest are powerful ladies. Thank you guys for being at the back. Things work. Pitani, Kemi, Mrs. Kemi. I correct myself again. Thank you. Ruby, Otubu, Pitani, Scott. Thank you guys for holding it down. Without you, I'll not have a good production here and I'll not be feeling all fly, feeling like a superstar. But because you guys are at the back, we have been able to achieve amazing success into this program. We are so appreciative of God Almighty for giving us also this platform to be able to impact the world positively. Thank you, Mrs. Bosede Olushola Obasa. Oh, that's Melody. Is our guy behind the wheels of the camera. That is Mr. Obasa, always supporting Mrs. Obasa. Thank you, sir, for laying an example for us. I think maybe next NCPS we should invite you. We're going to be talking about husband and wife, not character. Oh, ROTV, this shirt, I'm beefing you because I don't have this shirt. So I'm not going to say hi to you. T girl, thank you for coming. Oh, Melody, thank you. That's Bemiga August and our amazing guy behind the wheels of the camera. So thank you guys, David. Thank you. And thank you, RCV. David Pixel, you can follow him on Instagram. He's an amazing guy. He does amazing work with photography. Melody does amazing work with photography and design and video editing. Bemiga August can create a life for you through photography. He can give you a journey. So you can speak to him, check him on Facebook at Bemiga August, and he'll be able to do that to you. So, guys, my name remains Jeffrey Ehikioya Itepo, and I'm glad to be a part of this brand. I'm glad to be able to impact the world positively through NCPS. So NCPS is a yearly program, but RCV has multiple flagship programs that you guys can jump on. So just go on Instagram, go on Facebook, go on Google, go on Twitter, and search for NCPS to get more details about this consulting. So you can do training, consulting, and advocacy. Call 08106122819 and you'll be able to get amazing transforming session with Bosede Olushola Obasa. I was on that session about 2 days ago in one of our management retreats, and she blew the roof. Not literally, she blew the roof with her wisdom and our recommendation. So data first can transform your business online. One of the blessings that we had at Pertinence this year was that we launched the real estate technology platform, and while people were shut at home, we were able to do business and make billions because we brought in a partner, Data First Technologies, to re-engineer our business and take it to the technology space. So you can call them and they'll be able to give you amazing offers and design your business to be technologically inclined. And this is Pertinence. There are properties for as low as 80,000 naira, 90,000 naira, as high as 15 million, 20 million, 35 million, properties, houses, land, anywhere in Nigeria, because Pertinence have as of today over 50 estate locations across Nigeria, and we are celebrating Pertinence at 8. So go to pertinencelimited.com or call 081 40,000 428 or 081 8249 6310 to speak to our guys, and they'll be able to help you. Go to agbeloba.ng. There is a big offer going on right now, and you don't want to miss. Don't say Jeff did not tell you. I'm telling you right now. Go to agbeloba.ng. Get amazing offer. You can own your farmland with 50K. You don't even need to stress yourself. Agbeloba management will help you manage your farm, and you get as high as 35% ROI in 11 months. Where will you see this? No other place except from agbeloba.ng. So go on Agbeloba and you'll be able to get all necessary things like that. So Agbeloba also has short investment plan. I know the tomato offer is for about 4 months and it's juicy, so you can jump on it. So yes, 4 months, so between 14 and 18%. So you could jump on it, take slots at 40K, and you're definitely going to enjoy what you are investing. Agbeloba is brought out to sustain communities through providing food and creating wealth for you in that same way. So I want to say thank you, everyone. Some people are saying, "Oh, kudos to our own Jeff." Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited to be a part of this brand. This is Miss 7 months. Please go on agbeloba.ng and call me when you have made your investment. Oh, and also Life Page, they have projects currently going on, apartments that you can be a part of. I know one of the apartments is close to Ogba, so you can be a part of it. So this with a down payment of 2 million naira, you can own 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom flats. You can get it with a down payment of 2 million naira in the heart of Lagos. Who does that? Life Page does it. Call them on 08066315744 or visit lifepagegroup.com. Life Page was founded by Oladipupo Clement, is a CEO of Life Page, and is someone that I know personally. Amazing man, and you can do business with them also. So thank you guys. I know we are still going to be having a lot of conversation. So if you want to talk to me, you can come on the comment section, talk to me. You can ask me about any of these offers. I'm going to throw more light on it. So right now we are celebrating all our partners. If you need design at a cheap price and you want to get quality, you can speak to Thinkard. So Peter Adetula is the brain behind Thinkard. So you're supposed to be charged basically 250,000, but right now Thinkard is giving you a whooping discount for 50K, all because of the National Character Parenting Summit. So there are 20 slots available for this offer, and please don't think twice. Call him on 08069673351. Tell him that Jeff told you to call him, and probably he might give you another discount for 49,000. Just call my name and you'll get it. All right, thank you so much. Edu Child Development Center by Mrs. Sheye Ayoade. I love her energy so much. The passion at which she does her work is inspiring. So she does consulting, books, and training. She's the director of training. I also met her husband a few years ago. Amazing couples they are, and they are really impacting the world positively. Even notice when during the show she always say, "Auntie, auntie." She has loads of respect and humility. Thank you so much, Ma, for emulating excellence, humility, and productivity on this space. So, guys, you can call them up, check up their website, on EduChild Development Center and you get all these offers. You can call out, you can mention Jeff as the recommendation for this one. Just call Mrs. Obasa or say RCV or NCPS recommended you, and you get loads of benefits. This is the orange apartment also. Okay, now for EduMag. EduMag is into trainings, print production, and school management. So they also do consulting. And the CEO is Mrs. Yinka Ogunde. Amazing, amazing, amazing. You if you listen to her speaking during this conference, you know that she has a lot of power in her. She has a lot of power in her, and I always want to sit down and listen to her speak. She has energy inside of her. So guys, go on the website, search EduMark out, and if you need trainings, if you need production in terms of print, you have a school that you are struggling with now that COVID has even hit. So a school management consultancy session just with her, and you're definitely going to get value for your money. Wow, Seller Foods and Products Limited is led exclusively by our very own Chief Mrs. Olumide Emmanuel. Chief Mrs. Olumide Emmanuel is the lead on this project. She's the CEO, and she'll provide you amazing offers for share butter. So share baby, share butter. Call her on 08090 9375 1330, or you can meet them at their address. That's the Entrepreneur Academy, 911 opposite Kobe's Eatery, Ikosi, Oregon bus stop, Ikeja, Lagos. Please give them a call and get quality share butters for yourself and your baby. So Realverse, also I mentioned it earlier, is an offer that you don't want to miss. The information reaching me as we were in this live broadcast was that Ibejuleki Phase 1 is currently sold out. Ibejuleki Phase 1 is not more than 3 weeks old, because the Verse project is not more than 2 months old, and you already have one project fully subscribed. And also, information that's being shared across the Realverse platform says that from the 1st of September 2020, the price for Verse in Mowe goes up. So right now you can get a 1-bedroom apartment for 50K, 2-bedroom apartment for 75K, and 3-bedroom apartment for 100K. I've been to this project personally. I've seen the buildings, and I can tell you that even one bed is not 1 bedroom. A 1 bedroom that has toilet and suite, it has its own kitchen, has its own sitting area, all the amazing. So the 1 bedroom is not even 1 bedroom. So you are getting value for what you paid for. So go to realverse.ng. It's simply simple. Sign up on the platform. You can say Mercy Aigbe is their brand ambassador. And if you know Mercy, you know she joins the winning team. So go on realverse.ng to register, or go on Instagram at realverse.ng to be a part of them. So you, if not for yourself, you can do it for your kids. So I know of families in the UK that bought for their children. They bought an entire block. So you can also do that. Strong Message Consultancy is led by our very own Dr. Mario Denton. Is the founder of Strong Message Business Consulting. And one of the most amazing things that I got from Dr. Mario is his quest for knowledge. He has a vast knowledge. He has 2 masters, if I'm not wrong, and he has a PhD. I think I want to be like Dr. Mario and search for knowledge like this. So if somebody is so passionate about finding knowledge, just think of the passion it will use to transfer that knowledge to you. So for consulting, psychometric assessment, character-based development, you can speak to Dr. Mario Denton. It's just a call away. So go to mariodenton.teachable.com to book a session with him, and trust me, you are never going to remain the same. He's full of wisdom. He understands the African market, so you can speak to him and he's going to give you insight to what you have. So for Pet Farm Technical Services, is led by our own daddy, Mr. Peter Olorunsheyi. If you listen to the first aspect of the discourse today, it was chat with my palle. So this is the palle that we chatted with. He clocked 70 this year, but he's still ever energetic, ever energetic. And I know that young people like us look up to him to be able to retain our strength even as we grow older. So he is the CEO of Pet Farm Technical Service Nigeria Limited, and they're into installation, servicing, and fabrication of industrial and mobile air compressors. Also, they do industrial engineering services. So their address is 18 Capitol Road, Agege, Lagos, Nigeria. And their email address is petfarm95@yahoo.com. Petfarm95@yahoo.com. Pet Farm is spelled PETFAM, then 95@yahoo.com. I know you don't expect me to spell Yahoo for you. You should be able to spell it. So you can just go and send them an email. You want to fix your compressors, or you want to install compressor, either mobile or industrial. Speak to them. You want to do servicing on all this your engineering equipment, you can call Mr. Peter Olorunsheyi, and he'll be willing to do that at a decent fee. So I think I've run through all our sponsors and our partners. We have amazing individuals that also partnered with this project. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Olorunsheyi, all the way from the United States. Thank you so much, Olorunsheyi Sunday, also for being a part of this show. Strong partner, strong help. Host now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to call RCV after this session for a personal development session for yourself and your own organization. For yourself and your own organization. So I think that's Nine Mobile. I mentioned it earlier. I think I didn't give out Glow. Yes, Glow is on the screen. Do me the honors for writing it. So people that stay to the end of the class, some people, they don't wait till the lecturer leaves, they jump out of the class. So I'm sorry, somebody that is waiting in the class is still going to get this airtime. So Glow customers 80, 19, 79, 71, 35, 17, 40, 91. Let us know if you have won it. Let us know if you won it. Tolu, you can also still share that of Nine Mobile. I'm not sure people got that. Maybe they should just see it and let them win it. So this is Glow and the Nine Mobile. If you have won it, you could come to the comment section and tell us that you won it. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Favor, thank you for your feedback. You say, Team RCV, great job. Ncps 2020, great learning, unlearning, and relearning time. God bless. Amen. We say amen to that, because Ncps never disappoints. Well done, Team RVC. No, it's RCV. Thank you, but everything is the same. I celebrate you all. We celebrate you too, Jane, Shonde, Aliku, Justina. Thank you so much, man. You have been a great support for me and for the brand. Thank you so much. And this is a shout out to me kudos to our own Jeff, ever available and committed. Thank you. This is like maybe my campaign for presidency. So guys, just screenshot this, and when I campaign, you vote for me. Thank you so much. We have more to thank you, fellow participants. See you again next year. Definitely. We are going to see most of them next year, and maybe not all. We don't need to wait until next year. We'll try to put a few things together that can bring them closer even before next year. But NCPS is a yearly event. Thank you so much, guys. I don't know if we have any comment anymore that we want to read out. It's been an exciting day, and I'm excited and happy to be a part of NCPS 2020. Do you want to do a showdown of the backstage while we close?
All right, thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. We appreciate you for all you've done. Of 2020, and from the team and I, it's bye for now. Yeah! Round of applause. Organic banner.
Ọmọ mi ṣohun rere tí á dára o. Ọmọ mi gbọ́ tèmi tí á dára o. Ọmọ mi ṣohun rere tí á dára o. Ọmọ mi gbọ́ tèmi tí á dára o. Ìyá mi máa ṣohun rere, gbàdúrà fún mi. Bàbá mi máa ṣohun rere, gbàdúrà fún mi. Ọmọ tẹ́ bá wíwà burúkú wá ní ìyá rẹ̀ lóko. Ọmọ tẹ́ bá wíwà burúkú wá ní bàbá rẹ̀ lóko. Ìyá mi fọ̀nà tó dá mi láyé. Bàbá mi fi wá tó dá mi láyé. Ayé tí mo wà yìí kò máa yé mi o. Ẹ̀yin ni Ọlọ́run kejì mi láyé. Ìyàwó ẹ̀ ṣeun rere tí wá dára. Bàbá wa ẹ̀ ṣeun rere tí wá dára. mi fi wá kọ́tà mi láyé. Ayé tí mo wà yìí kò máa yé mi o. Èyí ni Ọlọ́run kejì.